Hey guys, welcome to episode 19 of No Outside Food Allowed. We're a group of nerds here to argue over who shot first. Oh wait, that's next week. Today we're going to give you guys maximum effort and review Deadpool 2. Then we'll give you our other favorite fourth wall breaking movies, plus what other superheroes we think deserve their own movies. Plus then we'll get another quiz from Senor Gagne. I'm Adam. Today I'll be the Captain Picard of this USS Nofa. My number one is always Sam Lim.
Thank you.
Happy birthday to my chief of security, Chris Felix.
Thank you. I don't got anything on Star Trek. Sorry.
I get you on this one. My comms officer, Eddie McGowan.
All right.
My chief engineer, Chris Gagne.
Can't do it, Captain.
And the comic relief red shirt today, Chai. What's up, Chai?
Don't take him to the away mission.
Keep him on the ship as long as you can.
That's right. He only appears for random episodes, and then he's gone. So
this is what, episode 2 for China?
Episode 3.
Ooh, episode 3.
Episode 3.
See?
Which
In
was
and
the
out.
third
Revenge
one?
of the Chai.
I thought it was just the one that I missed.
No, there was one that Gagne wasn't here for, right?
That's why you've upgraded from red shirt to comic relief.
Oh.
There you go. All right.
Ooh.
So what's up, guys? What did we do this week?
I got older.
What do we hear? You got older. That happens every week. Felix.
Older
Sorry,
and
buddy.
wiser, right?
You're not special. No.
No.
I partook in many movies, and I owe the group an apology. I think I was a bit premature and harsh on John Wick. I did not like the last one, and I almost got beat down for saying that. But I did see the second one and absolutely loved it. So, yeah, there's my apology to you guys. John Wick, good stuff.
It is. It's worth watching again just to see some of the subtleties in his, finesse in his movements and
Just the way he checks the freaking gun.
I
It
know. I love that
amazes
move
me.
in the second one.
When he's
where
going through the
he checks the
museum.
empty barrel.
And he grabs it midair just to check it. I was like, oh man, that gets me every time.
Wait, so you didn't like the first one? The first time you saw it?
I didn't.
Really?
No. I still stand by that the story was really, really weak, and I get that it's not supposed to be.
But his dog
some
died.
Oscar.
His dog died.
I get that, but the second one had a story. The first one didn't. So,
Agreed. It was kind of like, force-fed plot just to get him to kill people. But, the mad Russians killed his dog. Oh, my God. But then, I agreed. The second one really kind of... And hopefully with the third one, too, it'll flesh it out to a really, some good trilogy and a good story.
I definitely have some theories for a third one for sure.
What about the prequel? The
TV show?
trailer just came out.
Oh, the prequel.
Destination Wedding.
Destination
Wedding.
Oh, this is the love one, huh? There's a little love
the
story.
rom-com.
Yeah, the
Gotcha.
non-love one.
That's why I didn't watch it right away.
But it
It's
looks
not
it
John
looks-
Wick 3.
Telling you, it's hilarious,
It
bro.
looks hilarious.
Oh no, you're dead on. Like you see him in this black suit, and you're like, "Is this John Wick like teaser for the third one?" And then he just He literally talks. It's like he's filming both movies at the same time. He doesn't know what character.
Well, I mean,
to
that's
do.
Keanu, right? He's got one acting range.
But but it's like the John Wick whisper. Like
He's like,
I'm gonna kill you.
He's like,
Super.
she goes, "What? There's a mountain lion." She's like, "What kind of mountain lion is that?" And he's like, "What kind of cat is that?" He's like, "I think it's a mountain lion." And she's like, "Is it a jaguar?" He's like, "What does it matter? What kind of?"
No. I think he goes, does it fucking matter?
It doesn't matter what,
It's
like
like-
The
it's
Rock.
like-
It doesn't
it's
matter what your name is.
It's like the angry whisper at her with the cat thing.
So he hasn't changed characters much, is that?
No.
That's why it's a prequel.
I thought you were talking about Hotel Artemis.
Hotel Artemis actually looks cool. I'll definitely check it out.
fun.
I'm a sucker for movies like that all the time.
I haven't seen that.
I'm amazed that Jodie Foster wanted to do that movie. Like
Right.
when I saw her as like the head like chick for the hotel, I'm like, wait a second, like Jodie Foster?
Does seem a little out of
Seems-
character.
From
Yeah, a little bit.
In a
but
good way.
it's gonna
In
be-
a good way.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Why not?
gonna be fun.
Yeah, I got nothing.
I did like
I didn't
her
see
in that one movie. What was it? The Brave one or something like that? Like it was years ago when
Yeah.
they're having a lot of revenge movies.
Yeah.
I like her in Inside Man. That shit was good.
She was like the
Oh, she's a
government
great
official
actress.
or- Yeah. Nice. All right, so let's get to Deadpool 2.
I was gonna say it's
Everybody
this
saw it. Everybody saw it but me. so
So sad.
we're gonna.
Oh, Chai saw it too?
Yeah,
I
I saw it opening day,
Dang.
Thursday.
Wow.
All right, so spoil it all.
Bravo.
Spoil it all for me.
Bravo.
I don't care.
Spoilers.
It's great.
What? I want to find out, why don't you care? You seem very not interested in this.
Let's go to this one. Let's go to this
We all want to
one.
interview you. What the hell's wrong with you?
Wait, guys, hang on here. Adam, who hurt you? Who hurt you so bad that you don't watch Deadpool?
What do you have against the word fuck?
I never said
'Cause I
that.
say it a lot.
I never said anything about that. I still want to see the movie. I liked the first one. I just didn't think it was great. You know, and it's funny, but you know,
Hey, you know, Gagne.
I'm not in a rush to see this one. I'm
We're
We're gonna
sorry.
start a new podcast.
No. I'm not gonna say Gagne. You're off the hook.
It's mutiny. It's
No,
mutiny.
no, Gagne's off the hook for John Wick now. He's off the hook.
Exactly.
Why? Because I don't want to see Deadpool opening day?
No. Because you said you didn't like the original Deadpool.
I didn't say that either. I said I liked it. It just wasn't that great.
That's what I mean. You might as well be saying that you hated it because it was amazing.
You're really testing our friendship right now, bro. It hurts.
The new podcast
Alright,
is going to be called Nofa. It's going to be minus the A.
All right. So tell me why I'm wrong.
Eddie,
Me?
biggest fan.
It's great. I don't know. Like, it just did everything that it.
Not the
I
first
felt
one.
like.
That's
No,
the
no,
second
no.
one.
I know that. You've seen the first one. Part two, I just felt like it just did everything that the first one was doing, you know, except it didn't have to worry about, like, the beginning.
The reestablishing.
Yeah, so.
Like, the best way to explain it, dude, honestly, it was literally the transition of 21 Jump Street over to 22 Jump Street. That's what
Don't
it was.
use that as an analogy.
It's the truth, though.
That's not a good thing.
It's the truth. With Deadpool 1 and Deadpool 2, the way it hopped over, they literally just changed just a little bit enough to make a new storyline per se. But near that, we got, you know, the same things. But the thing is, the jokes were funnier and the cameos. The cameos were freaking amazing.
Yeah, I love the cameos. There's one particular thing where it's kind of like a callback to the first one, but then it's like a new thing. I mean, I'm gonna spoil it because it's the X-Men thing where they're like, hey,
Like who's
it's like,
here?
why
You know, like-
are you the only one here all the time?
Why is
He's
the house
like,
so
and
empty?
he's like standing there and he's like indignant and he's like you know, blah 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 blah, and like the camera is pointed towards him, and behind him they show the X-Men from the first class, and they slide the door closed so that he doesn't see them.
Beast.
Oh, like-
It was
So,
Beast closing the
everybody's
door.
trying to ignore him.
Yeah,
like,
they're
like,
just-
we don't want to talk to
They're
him.
there. They just don't want to talk to Deadpool.
Yeah,
Tell us, just go handle Deadpool.
Yeah, that was
Exactly.
probably my favorite cameo in the movie because they actually did it. You know, like they
Right.
actually committed to that joke where they actually had the full cast in there because
That's
you
pretty
could tell
funny.
it's the actual actors. McAvoy was there, Evan Peters was there as Quicksilver too.
Yeah.
So like it was cool. That
It
they
was
actually
young
pulled that trigger.
Cyclops.
Yeah, the entire new cast. So I
Sheridan.
thought that was awesome. But I like the movie as a whole. I thought it was fun. I could definitely tell the different style of direction that they took. This definitely had more, I guess, sort of trying to tell a full-on story where the first one's a very simple revenge, you know, kind of like get the girl
origin
back
thing,
kind of movie.
yeah.
And yeah, origin story. So this one was definitely kind of driving towards, you know, an actual storyline, which I thought was fine. I feel like some of the jokes didn't land with me right away for some reason in the beginning. And I just feel like they were so rapid fire that, I don't know, just some of them were just sort of weak filler jokes for some reason. I don't know. I just wasn't
It was
laughing
just
at every
joke.
Kinda,
Yeah, I think that's one of the reasons why I docked the points off. It was just, it felt like eventually got to a point where just
Where it actually had some story, and you're like,
like,
okay,
well, I mean, I
understand what's going on.
really got caught up with the whole emotion. Like, you know, I really was really invested when his wife died. I was like, oh shit, I didn't expect them to really pull the trigger, and I was like, okay. And then at one point, I was like,
But I'm
there's so many jokes. I was like, but I was, and then that's when I was like, okay, I think it's too many, maybe. And I was like, okay, like, what else is going on besides like,
okay.
There was definitely a lot of jokes. I remember there was like literally a joke that happens in the chase scene, the convoy scene, and like I was literally the only person in the theater to laugh because I'm like, I'm used to the rapid fire of the thing, and I started laughing, and I was like, oh shit, I'm the only one.
Like nobody got that.
What do you think, Gagne?
The one awesome spoiler I want to say, it was definitely, it felt like a Saturday morning cartoon because I got to see Juggernaut fight Colossus.
Oh, for real?
That was the
Okay.
most like, because when you watch it, you're like, nah, they're gonna use Juggernaut. They can't afford him. They're gonna use
Yeah.
it.
Was he in full armor and not like fucking?
The head,
This is
because he was in
yeah, this is
prison.
legit
Okay.
Juggernaut. Yeah.
Okay.
But Gagne, what do you think?
I'm still kind of wavering. I felt the same way I felt after watching the first one, where like it was really funny and really over the top. And I think I'm gonna have to watch it again to catch some of those jokes that, you know, you're laughing at one thing and you know the whole audience is, and so you don't even hear the next joke that's coming. But there was awesome cameos in it. It was a lot of fun. I think that it suffers from what a lot of sequels do, in which the writers rely too heavily on those jokes that landed the first time. While like that, they improved on a joke by having the X-Men show up in the mansion and him, wheeling around in Professor X's chair. They used too much of that. Like, we did this in the first one, so we're going to do it in the second one. And like, you're smarter than that. Like,
right, we're just one up in the same joke.
Like, right, do me some new ones. Like, it's that same thing about Avengers Infinity War with Rocket making the same jokes over and over about the body parts. Like, okay, we got that in the first one, it was awesome. We got it again in the second one, and it's like, okay, yeah, and stop at some point, like, and make some new jokes. Like, you can improve on this. There's other ways to do it. And I think there was so much of it that it at some parts took me out of the story, because there's so much fourth wall breaking. There's so much deadpan jokes where I wanted to keep the story flowing. Like, I get it, Deadpool's funny. Like, let's keep going with this story, because I wanted more. I think they could have done more if they would have done less of the joking around. But maybe that's just what they're going for. And so I'm not going to get like a full on comic book,
adaptation
story arc from start to finish. So, but it's
Eddie's
not
jumping
to
at
say
the
it's
bit
not
here.
good.
Well, no, I was
Go
just
for
gonna
it.
say that you're right, but that's also Deadpool. Like, that is his comic book adaptation. Like, he is constantly making the jokes at inappropriate times, taking away from the story. But yeah, I mean, I understand as like a movie watcher how, like, but like the things about like the repeated jokes from the other thing, that's kind of like chimichangas are like his shtick, and they're always popping up, right? He even says it in the movie at one point, just randomly to Cable. It's like, what
You
the
better
fuck?
have.
it's like the fact that he always harps.
See that with chimichangas though, like that's something that's established. Like that's something that maybe should be like said every movie. Like that's a funny thing. Like, but some of the comedy that's already used over and over again.
Well, the X. That's what I was gonna say. The X-Men thing. That's a constant thing that they harp on. Like, he literally steals like poses. That jersey is from a comic book cover, and he's doing the XX baby on the cover. I mean, that's what I'm saying. Like in the comic books, he wants to be an X-Men. Like the entire his whole life, he wants to be an X-Men. So it's hilarious that they give him a trainee.
They just shut the door.
They literally give him a jersey, and it says trainee on the back.
There's a lot of good moments at that, but like one of the jokes that they did bring back from the first one that I actually was even better. It was, or maybe I'm just that immature, but the baby legs, the whole because they had the baby hand in the first movie where he gets his hand cut off.
Yeah.
This one, Juggernaut rips him in half. He does, which is actually really awesome. It's the Hulk versus Wolverine cover where he rips Wolverine in half. So at first I thought they were gonna maybe grab his torso and kind of try to reattach him, but no, he actually sprouts
Grew
new
back the whole
legs.
thing.
And he's sitting next to blind.
And he was going commando.
Dude, he just that image is hilarious, dude. Like, and it's really stupid. And when he stands up and he's like so short next to Cable, it's like the funniest image. So,
all right. So tell me about Cable, because
They
obviously
did a
he was
great job.
big
They did
part
a
of this
great
movie.
job.
I
on
really
Cable, honestly.
enjoyed it. And the thing
Was
is,
he the villain?
kind of. But I mean, it's the way that Cable is the bad guy who's sent into the past to stop another person from being a bad guy.
it's a Terminator sort
It
of
felt,
thing. So
it felt like the X-Men.
T2.
The X-Men. What was
It's
it?
T2.
What was the second X-Men? Not First Class. What was after First Class?
Days of Future
Days of
Past.
Future
It
Past.
just felt like that because what was it? Remember, Mystique was supposed to be the character that changes the whole world.
Yeah, exactly.
So
It was like
so it wasn't like Cable wasn't really. He was the one that would turn the tides of events around.
the problem is the person that he was going back to kill as a kid in that time.
Right.
So
So he was there to kill the kid.
Yeah.
Who
Oh, yeah.
was not Pyro.
no. He's-
Fire Fist.
Fire Fist.
Fire
Oh, yeah.
Fist. All right,
It
so
makes
it's the new
fun-
guy, right?
Yeah,
Fire Fist.
They're making fun of
Fire
him. Like,
Fist.
are we gonna talk about X-Force?
Yeah, I gotta say, I'm really surprised. I was somewhat disappointed that they took the MacGruber route, because it was exactly that.
It was
They
the
introduced this badass.
It was so hilarious,
It was
dude.
funny, but I was like, I wanted to see more of these guys. They actually had a good cast, and
So were they all like just fake?
they
superheroes
literally
or
just
what?
got
No.
killed off.
They all just,
Oh, they were all
literally-
just red shirts?
I loved it. I really loved it.
It's all because of the wind.
It starts before. I mean, as soon as we saw the trailer, and we're like, "Oh,
They all
who's
jump
this
out of the
person?
plane and
Who's
die? Is
this
that what
person?"
happens?
Yeah, it's like we spent all that time wondering who this
Yeah,
character is, what their part's gonna be,
Yeah.
and the only
What
person.
about Peter, man? Did
Yeah.
Peter make it?
No.
Kind of.
Kind of, but we'll get to that. It is so great.
What about
because he's
Peter,
like-
man?
Because
No.
Peter's like, when they're in the helicopter, he's like, "Hey, it's really windy today." And he's like, "Peter, it doesn't fucking matter."
But like the fact
fucking
that Deadpool
superheroes.
gave him the nickname of Sugar Bear.
I can't believe. And then like
His nickname is
is that
Sugar
what you were
Bear.
saying?
Yeah.
Domino trying like when they're doing the auditions and she shows up and he's like, luck isn't a power. He's like, she goes, yes it is. And he goes, no it isn't. Yes it is. No it isn't. Yes it is. Okay, let's just agree that no it isn't. And then
So
he's
it
going back
doesn't
and forth.
help,
There's like this little childish moment, but then like she's the only one who survives from the X-Force, and so
Got to be a little luck.
every time she's like, I'm going to go stop Cable. And he's like, no, you're not. Luck isn't a power. Just stop. And like, she's like, I'm in the truck. He's like, oh, okay.
I guess we're going.
Yeah.
But
Yeah, she was a good addition. I liked her character a lot. There were, like I said, there's plenty of good moments. I think the way that they get Deadpool involved, for saving the kid and stopping Cable is kind of weak in the sense, like, I don't like the back and forth of him going into limbo and trying to cross over to the other side to be with Vanessa. It's like, I got it. You don't need to tell me 3 times. Like, they did 3 different scenes of like him trying to join her. And so it's like, it felt long in the tooth with that stuff like added in. Like, I almost like you needed to keep reminding the audience, like, this is why he's doing it. You're like, I get it. He's saving the kid. I get it. He's saving the kid because he has a good heart and that's how he's going to get to be with Vanessa. But they kept reminding you, and I'm like, you don't need to do that. Like, I got it already. Like, let's add some more Cable backstory or, something about, but it's not a Cable movie. So I just, I was looking forward to a lot of that.
But yeah, that's also another thing I love because, of course, I read all the Cable Deadpool comics when they meet up, and the super serious Cable mixed with them, but he still gets sucked into his humor, like, even when he doesn't mean to, because he's like having a serious moment. It's just like, really, he does the Basic Instinct leg crossover when he has baby dick, and he's like, really, did you really have to do that? Is that really necessary? And it's just
in
like,
his mind, it is. Man.
and he just gets sucked into it, and that's what I love. Is like Josh Brolin I think he did a really good job as Cable. So I'm hoping that whatever the next thing is going to be a Deadpool Cable thing or an X.
like an X-Force
yeah,
movie.
I wanted a little bit more
Question mark.
backstory to Cable. I mean, like, we kind of got his story, but like, he didn't really explain much more than my future's fucked. I need to kill this kid. Like, I wanted to, and he mentioned hope, which is cool. Like, he had the teddy bear, and he explains that that's his daughter's teddy bear. I wanted just a little bit more insight into him, like a little bit more of the tragic background, just because Cable's a pretty crazy, convoluted character. So he didn't have to go the route where he's Cyclops and Jean's kid. I just wanted a little bit more insight into
Where he came
his
from.
future is, or like why it happened. Just a little bit more detail, just to kind of show, I guess, more of the darker undertones of him.
Well, maybe they're taking a reverse direction, like how Avengers is working out. Like, they introduced, remember Black Panther?
I mean, like
For-
DC. They throw them all in one movie and then do all their.
They do yeah. So
Separate
like
movies?
yeah, exactly. So Avengers had that same when Civil War happened, they had Black Panther, and then it blew up, and they were like, oh hey, let's capitalize on this momentum. So maybe if they get enough votes,
You get a Cable movie.
yeah, you'll probably get a solo Cable
Wow.
movie.
Well, they did add more of Cable and Domino
I was gonna
because
say
did early test footage. I guess the audience reaction, they wanted more of those characters, so they went ahead and added more scenes with them, which is cool. So, because I did want more of both of them, I thought they were both awesome. Domino and
Yeah.
Cable, I thought they were a lot of fun.
I didn't know anything about Domino, but I mean, barely, like, surface level. So watching like how her powers worked, like, they were awesome. Like, she like lands in the truck, the convoy, and a guy just pulls a gun on her, and it's like a dud, and she just like, beat the shit out of him. But then like she's like, "Go ahead, Lady Luck, you're driving," and then she goes back to fight, and like the
Cable
truck
Kinda
just keeps.
lets it go.
And it makes a hard left turn. I love it.
It's like ridiculous.
Like, even Cable being like an S, like a level 5, can't go up against her, and
Yeah.
she's like, he's missing shots and things doesn't make any sense. But it's funny because I think it creates that mysteriousness, like, oh, what can he do not to kill her? Like, what are like the angles that they're gonna come up with? Because it was pretty interesting. I was like, oh, that's pretty good. Like, he missed a shot because something triggered not to happen.
Oh yeah.
This is like Final Destination.
like
just shit
series
started
events,
going
yeah.
around.
That there's actually scenes where she's fighting those people at the orphanage, and like a guy slips on a skate, knocks over the one
my
thing,
God.
and then like he's
Falls
just
on his
laying
neck.
there, and then the
Yeah.
fucking bookcase falls on him, and
Right.
fucking, you're like, holy shit.
Oh yeah, it took the head off. That was awesome too. Yeah, what a cool character to kind of develop as, how do you shoot
show
a
that?
character who's got that? Yeah.
It's an interesting power. Like I was kind of wondering, like with all those strange X-Men, how they really going to show like some of their weird powers. But
They did a good job. They've actually made it really cinematic. And speaking of the X-Men, I'm kind of glad they did a little bit more with Colossus because I feel like he got his ass kicked pretty bad in the first movie. Like every time he was around, so
he's just a punching bag.
Yeah, he actually goes toe to toe with Juggernaut. Like we said, he makes an appearance in this. He's basically becomes a big baddie at the end, which is great. And a fun fact, Ryan Reynolds actually voiced him, and he did the face motion capture for him.
Oh,
so
really?
that's
Oh, yeah.
Ryan Reynolds' face
Oh, wow,
inside
that's
the
cool.
helmet.
Nice.
But it was perfect Juggernaut because he has a giant ridiculous face, and he looks just like the comic books, and he has that same like kind of just douchey voice.
Oh, dude, just seeing that helmet was amazing.
that one joke. He's like, you'll have to wear that helmet so your brother can't get into your head. And he's like, yeah, but he's in a wheelchair, so it's all good.
Yeah, and at the end, just to see Colossus and Juggernaut, go toe to toe, like Sam said, like I never thought I'd see that in a movie. Like
Yeah,
we had
exactly.
that
Oh,
chance
so
in X-Men:
good.
The Last Stand, and they royally screwed that up. So
What a terrible
to
movie.
see this actually like flesh out, I'm like, holy crap, this is pretty sweet. I gotta say.
It's
All
definitely
right, so sorry. Last thing, let's do post-credit scenes because there was
Yes, it was-
obviously some buzz with that.
It's
So
the
good.
best. It's the best. It just Negasonic is repairing because of course there's the whole cable thing. I can't go back into the future because I ran out of juice.
Okay.
Because of the
Whatever.
climax. So she's fixing it, and she's like, the girl that's with her, they tell Deadpool, they're like, Cable's gonna kill you for having this, and Negasonic's like, yeah, that's the only reason why I'm fixing it. And she tosses it to him, and he's like, thank you, and he goes back and he prevents his wife from dying, and then he goes back and he prevents one of the guys from X-Force from dying, and he's like constantly he goes back and
He goes back to save Sugar Bear.
he goes back to yeah, that's a
Sugar Bear.
that's who he
Peter.
calls
Go
Peter.
Peter. Okay.
And then he goes
he saves the movie.
He goes back-
only because Peter was.
because he's
His
the
special
normal
sugar-
human
yeah,
guy, and it was hilarious.
He has,
He
a,
died, but it was-
he has like a small crush on him. He's like, just go home, man. Just go home, please.
It's
He
the guy
goes
that
ba-
came out, man. So
It goes to Wolverine Origins, where Deadpool comes in. It has a line where Logan's like, "Oh, it looks like Stryker figured out a way to shut you up," and then a gunshot goes off, and he's like, "Sorry, it's me." He goes, "I'm just fixing the timeline," and he's not looking, and he shoots him, and he shoots him, and he starts
nice, nice.
unloading
Loads the whole
clip.
clip.
on that terrible Deadpool version of
Ryan,
speaking of terrible movies.
Ryan Reynolds staring at it. He's like, yes, finally, the big times. And it goes to the script and it says Green Lantern. And then you see his brains hit the thing. And he collapses dead, Ryan Reynolds. And then Deadpool standing behind him. And he's like,
Oh, he kills himself reading the script.
welcome, Canada.
That's funny. That's funny. Got to clean up the timeline.
Funny thing is, I missed all of that.
Oh, did
you ran out
really?
to go.
Yeah, so like I was saying off the air, I made the mistake of going into this, not loaded, but I had a long week at work. Had some sushi and some sake beforehand, went to Yard House, had a couple beers in me, and my bladder started to fail me about halfway into the movie. That last 45 minutes, I could barely pay attention, and dude, it was literally pinching my earlobe. Like, don't think about it. Just don't think about it. Try to watch the movie. So I had a hard time kind of enjoying it. And
How long was this movie?
It's just under 2 hours.
Yeah.
Just under 2 hours. And so I was like, I got to run to the restroom before the post credit scene. So I ran out there. Was holding a lot because it took me a long time. Came back in as everybody was walking out, so I missed it all. So I had to go online and
Did you
see
look
what
it
I
up?
missed.
There you
Yeah,
go. I'm sure it's out there.
I was super bummed about that.
There was nothing else besides that mid credit, right?
No,
No,
that
that's
was
it.
it.
Damn.
Awesome. Well, all right. So give me scores, and then we'll move on.
I'm still giving it a 9. 9 out of 10 for me.
9 out of 10. Yeah.
Well, I gave it a 7.5 originally. Just it was more to me being frustrated that I screwed it up for myself with my little accidents. So
So you have to see it again.
yeah, but
Maybe it'll
I'm
move
thinking
up.
about it. I want to give it about an 8. I thought it was funny. It's just I want to see it again so I can enjoy it.
All right.
8.5. Definitely 8.5. I think, like I said, I think they over milked the jokes to a point where I felt like it was like, but understand that's his character in Signature, but I felt like as a movie, I think it was as a comic book, I could probably enjoy reading it over and over, but I think as a movie, I felt like I feel like they milked it too much where I think,
Yeah, I can see that. I mean, I can see the first one was kind of like that too for me. So, Gagne, what'd you think?
Probably a 7.5. Yeah, I maybe even would downgrade it to a 7.
It's okay, Eddie. It's okay, Eddie.
It's okay, Eddie. That's not a
I'm
bad.
just
That's not a
laughing.
bad score for a movie. But
allowed to have
no,
opinions.
It's super enjoyable. There's a lot of good stuff in it, and apparently I'm wrong. Okay, hey, I first watch of Infinity War, I had to actually change my score
true.
after the second
It's
one.
true.
So it's like,
Give it a day,
Depends on-
give it a second viewing.
Yeah.
It could change.
and it's one of those movies that I'll watch again because you missed something.
Oh yeah.
For sure.
Critically, I'd give it like an 8.5, but as a fan, I'd give it a 10. So,
There you go.
because I mean, there are parts like that, like ridiculous things. Like the ending was kind of just like okay, like the collar thing was just like whatever. But
Well, they are making X-Force. It was on IMDb. It was listed.
It could be like a title holder.
Yeah, placeholder.
something
Oh
like
wait,
that.
I'm sorry. We forgot to mention the best cameo in there. The Vanishing Man.
Oh yeah.
oh yeah,
sorry.
Remember when Sam on the text Sam said, "Oh,
Should
Brad
we save?
Pitt."
Should we save?
Brad,
Oh,
I
it's
did.
too
I
bad.
did see
That's
Brad
too bad.
Pitt. Did he make it?
yeah, he was
So
the Vanishing
he was
Man.
at the
He's the
he was
Vanisher.
on like the interview for the X Force. And it says
He was one of the random guys.
Yeah, he goes, "Oh, this is the Vanisher," and it's just like nobody's standing there. They go, "Oh," and then they go, "Okay, I got it,"
Yeah,
and then
even when he's skydiving, it's just like a backpack.
Okay.
So then when like the backpacker like finally eats it, like it just like you see Brad Pitt's face for like a split second.
he hit the power line.
He gets electrocuted. That's so hilarious.
I forgot about that part. It's so quick. That's like one of those things. Like if you're not paying attention for a split second,
doesn't
you
talk
totally
either?
would have missed it. No,
Oh, no,
did
no,
not
no.
even barely see his face.
You got to pay him too much for that.
Yeah.
Our budget was only double the other ones.
Yeah, it's almost to the T. Double the gross, or
Um,
double the.
Anybody know what they made
production budget.
opening weekend? Gagne, you the number guy?
125 is the estimate. They said yesterday it was like 133, but I think they downgraded it today to 125, so it's not going to surpass the first one.
Yeah,
Oh, really?
I heard
Okay.
it came just under the opening of the
Yeah.
original movie. Like it was close, but it
Shit,
didn't quite
125 ain't too bad.
especially for rated R.
Still,
right.
Yeah.
no, I mean it still had the
highest
beat the record for highest Thursday night.
of the month or
beating
whatever.
it.
Yeah.
No, beating of all time. Like
highest Thursday. Oh,
wow.
Very-
highest Thursday opening. So yeah, it's still.
that's
I mean,
pretty
obviously, it's making a lot of money, so it's not like.
Sweet.
I imagine it'll
not
still
gonna
have
do
some
well.
legs.
Next movie will
totally.
definitely be happening.
All right, so let's move on from there to other movies that break the fourth wall. Deadpool's not the first to think of it. Where do we start with this one? Who's got a good one?
I would
I
have
got
a
a
list.
classic
of them.
one.
A classic one. All right, Sam, let's hear this classic one.
For me, my classic one is good old Fight Club.
Fight Club. All right, perfect.
Say
All right,
classic.
so actually, let's start with what is breaking the fourth wall, just for maybe somebody that doesn't know.
So for me, breaking the fourth wall is when the actor or actress in the film literally look at you and talk to you directly, as in like person to person. That's the fourth wall breaking.
When they come out of the movie and talk to the audience directly.
Yes.
Or mention that they're a movie.
Mention
or
they're in a movie.
Yeah, that
Right.
they're in a movie. In the movie.
Show any
It's
kind
so
of
meta.
Talk to the audience.
show any kind of filming gear, right?
Yeah, or they glance at the camera, smirk,
Right.
something like that. Like those are tiny.
There you go. All right, so classic movie, Sam. Would you?
Yeah, I chose Fight Club just because like the chaos between the narrator and Tyler Durden and how they coexist, and in certain parts of the movie you see the secret burn marks, and then you see the fourth wall breaking taking place. It's so nuts the way it's done.
Yes,
Yeah.
I loved Fight Club.
Of course.
I remember when I worked at Blockbuster, we had that stupid video game came out, and it had all the rules of Fight Club, and I cut them out of the instruction manual and put it in a in a little card, and I carried that around for years because I'm a fucking nerd.
Wasn't there only two rules to Fight Club?
Now there's like 4 or 5.
What were the other ones,
No
bro?
shirts, no shoes.
Yeah, if it's your first night, you have to fight.
Yeah,
No nails.
No, it's like
it's been a while, but there's rules.
yeah, there might be 7.
there's
But
a number
I
of
can't remember.
Nerds.
Yeah.
I like that. That's already become a classic.
I know
movie.
he
It's
said
20
a
years
classic
old.
movie, and I thought it was one of the ones that I put on here that I considered a classic because it's really, really old. But then he said Fight Club, and I died a little inside.
Well, it's the same thing with cars. You got like 1995 Mustangs wearing like classic.
Oh
license
yeah,
plates.
I heard Stone Temple Pilots on the classic rock station one day. That made me feel old.
Oh man.
Really?
Yeah, and that was a long time ago. So.
Oh, damn.
Right.
Yeah. But,
All right. Who's got it?
Okay, I got one. I already mentioned it. Ferris Bueller's Day Off.
yeah. That's
Classic
the one that I
comedy.
thought he was gonna make.
Nice.
Yeah, dude,
Good,
classic
good.
comedy. Deadpool, in fact, paid tribute to it in the first movie at the very end post-credit scene. I think Ferris Bueller had like one of the original post-credit scene where he just comes out at the very end. Just
that's
like,
right.
He talks to the audience like, "You're still here? Go home."
Get out of here, right?
What are you still doing here?
Yeah, it was great. Yeah, Matthew Broderick just does such a good job. Just a classic playing hooky movie, just about being fun, innocent, reckless. Breaking all the rules behind your parents' back. It's a great, fun movie. Go check it out if you haven't seen it. It's a classic.
I'll take the next one. I chose Spaceballs because it has one of the best like fourth wall breaking scenes ever. Like the VHS scene where they're like they have a copy of the movie while making the movie, and they're rewinding, and they're like
trying to figure out what to do next.
back.
what's now?
Looking back.
Now is then. Go back to then. What now? Now.
Well, I gotta go off of that one because I also picked a Mel Brooks movie, Robin Hood Men in Tights.
Yes.
I guess Mel Brooks.
you guys
so
rock.
Blazing Saddles.
Blazing
Same thing.
Saddles.
He's just so good at just getting the audience interaction. Carrie Elwes, he's always just giving the random looks to the audience. What are we doing here? And then he's doing that arrow contest and he loses and he's like, "What? I lose? How can I lose? That's not in the script." So he pulls out a script and he's reading it, and he's like, "Wait, I get another shot." And then, it's perfect. I just love it.
And unlike some other Robin Hoods, he can speak with a proper British accent.
Yes. Plenty of little tidbits to other movies, different Robin Hood movies. Yeah, I don't know. Classic movie. Love it. What you got, Gagne?
Mine is not nearly as fun as your guys's, but it's one of my favorite movies of all time, High Fidelity. And just John Cusack kind of narrating it. It works because it's a book in which he's telling the story to the person who's listening, who's reading the book. So in the movie, they were able to translate that by him engaging the audience. And this is me. This is my love story. This is what's going on. And, talking to the audience directly about each part of his relationships with these women. And so for me, it's a really good way to make a film work when it's a book that narrates, in that third person, I think. First person?
I think third person.
First person.
One of those.
Yeah. But yeah, I had to put it down.
Look at that nerd.
I have that on my list too. Oh, I don't want to kill yours. Go ahead.
Oh no,
You didn't pick one?
I didn't really pick one. I wasn't. I was working, so.
Shy Brown not going to contribute.
I was
He's
just
here.
going to mention another one that kind of does the narration is American Psycho. Throughout the whole movie, he's kind of telling you what he's doing and our portions of the movie. He's kind of narrating to the viewer.
I got another comedy. Wayne's World. Anybody?
Yes.
Thought about that 10 minutes ago. It's a classic comedy too, based off the SNL sketch, but Mike Myers and Dana Carvey. Classic comedy stuff.
We're not worthy.
Yeah, dude, it's like constant narration throughout the entire movie. Just so many like movie references of its time. It's very much a product of the 90s, but it's still a great fun movie. That's still worth checking out too.
Special.
I like both of them.
Yeah.
Special mention for Zach Morris. It was a TV show, but he did the best fourth wall breaking from Saved by the Bell.
Saved by the Bell. That's so true. I forgot about that. It's constantly.
Yeah, I was impressed that there were so many when I started seeing everyone's list. I was like, oh my God, I forgot. Like,
right.
You don't really think about that very often, but man, when they do it, it's usually done pretty well.
I think Ferris Bueller is probably the best one on the list as far as that.
I'd agree.
Yeah.
It's a great movie. It's a perfect fun movie, man.
You got anything else we can think of on that one?
Oh, both Deadpool movies.
Oh, yes. They literally. Actually, Supernatural had an episode where they literally like broke through a wall into their own studio, them filming themselves. It was kind of
I love that. They have those episodes where it kind of reminds me of the Rick and Morty episodes, or the cable ones, because they're fighting some trickster demon, so they're going through different, like a sitcom version of Supernatural, and it's funny, or it's not funny what's
Or a
going on with them, but
Japanese game show.
they have like the crowd laughing, and they're like, "God damn it, Sam!" And it's just, I love it.
That's a great show.
Yeah.
I'll get on that eventually.
First 5 seasons, perfect.
Correct. Before the writer's strike.
Yeah.
All right, so now that we have so many superheroes in these movies, and they're all getting their special cameos, and I guess apparently some of them are red shirts and they just die off anyway. What are some superheroes that we think deserve their own movie, in particular Marvel or DC, or what else did you have in mind? I know Eddie's got one that I had thought of, but let's stick with Marvel first. Who's got one?
Yeah, me, obviously. because that's all I ever do. Well, I was actually thinking more of a series as opposed to like a movie, because this character isn't exactly like a huge name. Moon Knight. He's basically Marvel's Batman in a way, but sort of the opposite in the exact same way, because he wears all white, and his purpose for that is because he wants bad guys to see him coming, because he's about to go wreck shop. But that's what he is. He's a highly skilled like martial artist, gadget kind of guy, and he's, like I say, he kind of wears like a cloak sort of thing. But funny thing about him, though, depending on which incarnation you're reading, he's kind of a schizo. Also, he has multiple personalities, which is kind of fun.
Here's the twist.
Yeah, exactly. So basically, his original incarnation, his story, his name is Mark Spector. He's a mercenary for hire. He's killed out in the desert, and his body gets dragged into this temple of the god of death called Khonshu, and the god of death basically resurrects him as a representative of him. So he goes out and fights, all the baddies because of that. And so, he has multiple personalities. One's like a rich kind of playboy kind of guy. Another one's like a cab driver, because that's how he kind of goes and moonlights out there. He goes out and he just sees all the scumbags out there.
Moonlights.
Exactly. Yeah. But there's lots of different incarnations of them. One of the more recent ones, he's literally in a mental hospital, and the way every comic panel plays out, you can't tell what's in his head and what's reality, because he's sort of going on this mission at the same time. And it kind of plays tribute to a lot of his old stories also, where a lot of his memories are coming back. So he's a very complex, like weird, funny character, but I really enjoy him. It definitely kind of has a noir vibe to it in some stories also. I think this can lend itself pretty well to like a Netflix style series, since they've already dealt with like certain issues like that with like in Jessica Jones with like past PTSD and alcoholism, and same thing with Punisher, also major PTSD there. So I think it'd be kind of cool
Some
to
darker,
see.
serious notes.
Yeah, like some
a Netflix
darker,
series.
just mental health kind of like, based character, So I just think something like that would be fun to watch. So that's me.
Sounds cool. I don't know much about Moon Knight, but I know he's a schizo. That would
He's
hook
crazy,
me on.
but he's fun.
Yeah. Go ahead, Sam. What you got?
I got the one guy that I'm still waiting for, holding on to hope for, is Adam Warlock.
Yep. I know a lot of people were waiting for him in Infinity War, right?
Man, I just love to see. I would just love to see either Adam Warlock as either a single shot movie or maybe possibly a TV show. It'd be awesome to see, just to get him out there in the actual universe and like in live action form. Because for me, like I remember that was my very first comic book. It was Adam Warlock. It was the one with the gauntlet with the glossy cover. Oh man, that shit was so good, dude.
So you were waiting for him like for a long time.
Yeah.
So he didn't have a cameo though, right?
Technically,
Guardians 2,
At
right?
the very end, the cocoon.
Yeah, at the very end. Yeah.
yeah. So I don't know if they're
So
gonna bring him in.
they prepped
Yeah.
it, like he's ready for them to bring in.
Oh, he's
They just
confirmed.
haven't really-
I think James Gunn confirmed that he's going to be in Guardians 3.
Volume 3.
So no,
Nice.
that's pretty much confirmed. That's
Yeah,
why they
people-
set him up.
Dang.
Is he
Cool.
gonna make it to the war?
Well,
No.
curious why
Not
he
in time.
didn't throw in a little line or something that the Guardians saw or something that would
Well-
kind of cue him into the next one.
I thought maybe I feel like people are figuring this out really fast, and people are playing the prediction game so much that like I feel like they try to maybe break it away, like purposely not screw them over, but they're like, okay, if they're right, if the fan theory is right, then it empowers them. Oh, I feel like we're right.
Like Westworld, everybody on season 1 on the Reddit was just like all over the theories, and basically everybody knew what was going to happen before it happened. So maybe they're trying to keep some secrets.
Yeah, I think it's
True.
I think it makes it good because
mean,
you have so many twists and turns, and it's nice, and you get to enjoy the film better because if you made a right prediction, it makes you feel like, oh, I know what's gonna happen in the next one. Like the perfect one that I thought it was pretty happy that it was wrong was the whole the Thanos when they said, oh, this is where the stones are labeled, and then when the last stone came out, everybody's theory went out the window. I was like, yes.
I know all our theories were wrong.
Oh my
so-
god! These two people can't die. They
They're,
got
they're,
plot armor.
they're definitely gonna die.
They made the most money ever. It's fine.
And then I can't believe some people are like, well, we know they have movies coming out now, so that doesn't mean anything. Gagne. No, he's not the only one. Like
Yeah, it's-
No,
a lot of my friends
yeah,
were like,
a lot of people.
it didn't hold any emotion. I'm like, well,
Yeah, I still think my book argument is pretty
I'd
good.
still argue this, but
I think my book argument is pretty good. You go to a bookstore and you see 7 books. That doesn't take away from the stress and the climax of the first book, knowing that the character is going to be in 6 more books. Like, you have to put yourself, I think, in the story and take it for what it is. I mean, if you can. Like, if it's too big a problem for you, I guess you can be like, oh, they're going to be in movies now. I'm just fucking with you.
hold on, we're at 45-degree angle here. Here we go.
I do not disagree with that argument. However, I will stand by my initial reaction and say it's not as powerful if you know that this character is going to come back. That's all I'm saying. My hope for Infinity War was that it was going to usher in, and it still can because there's a fourth part, but it just didn't have as much emotion as I would expect. I was expecting, because I thought it was going to be Cap and Iron Man, and that would be kind of like a finality, like they wouldn't be coming back. So
like this is the end of
obviously
their Act 3 or whatever they're on.
Right. It's not to say that when I watched the second time, I didn't feel for what was happening, because you're just like, you're in it. You know, I allowed myself to be in it a little bit more the second time because of the arguments you guys made. But it still, for me, doesn't hold as much.
For sure. It's like watching the Titanic sink. You knew it was going to happen.
Yeah, you knew it from the very beginning, right?
From a child's perspective, shut up. Don't use Titanic. Oh, God.
Anyway, moving on.
Yeah, anyhow.
What else you got?
What do you have, Eddie?
Gagne, do you want to go first?
Oh, sure, I'll go. So, since I'm not the comic book guy, I actually had to do like research here, because I was only thinking about people who've already pretty much been in a movie, even though I'd like to see a better Green Lantern movie. I went with a Brian K. Vaughan comic called Ex Machina. Just because it's different, it more is telling of a story of a superhero who used to be. It's about a guy who was called the Great Machine, and he stops one of the planes from hitting the Twin Towers during 9/11. And so afterwards, he gets elected mayor of New York, and it's this cross story of like a political story of him being in office, but then drawing back on his time as a superhero. And you know, Brian K. Vaughan does a lot of cool stuff. You guys had suggested to me Paper Girls, so you wrote that, and I like his style. I like the story to it. I would like to see more movies that are small budget, and I think this is one of those that you could do for such a low dollar amount in comparison, and do it an adult story with superheroes, and not have to rely so heavily on Superman, Batman, all the guys that everyone knows already.
Brian K. Vaughan's a good choice.
Yeah.
He's got a lot of good stories.
Definitely. Good writer.
Speaking of indie comics.
Yeah.
Go ahead, Eddie.
My favorite comic, more than Deadpool, like as far as like a actual like superhero story, is Invincible. And I think it would it'd probably make a better show, like an HBO show, but like I think they could do them in movies, like certain
Can you get a little
arcs.
graphic?
Yeah. So I would love at least PG-13, right? With the violence, they don't really curse or anything in the comic books, but
in order to prove that Invincible has that moniker, he actually gets his ass kicked a little bit.
yeah, exactly. Like I think the first movie, like just the first like 4 or 5 volumes, I think it would be great. Like I mean, I was like looking up people's like cast choices, and a lot of them were. I was like, yes, that would work. But like the hardest one, I think, would be like casting Invincible himself.
I think so.
Like because like a lot of people are like slightly too old, or like
I think it would have to be a new face.
Yeah, it would have to be a new face.
Like,
I did say that I would like Joseph Gordon-Levitt just because he's kind of like a more wiry dude, and that's how Invincible is not like a giant buff superhero, despite being like a Superman. I like to say that Invincible is like based off of Superman.
It's like Superboy.
Or yeah. Like is like they're all kind of like Goku is based off of Superman, and then like Invincible is almost based off of Goku because of the way the race of people works, but it's also based off Superman.
They all kind of link to each other.
Yeah, and I think like it's kind of like a typical superhero thing at the beginning, kind of, but like smart, and then like it kind of goes into this. Almost like where they have his dad introduced, John Hamm, or
I like it. I like it.
That's good.
And like where he's like this crazy, like he is basically their universe is Superman, and like his son isn't as strong or as fast, and how it goes into. I don't want to spoil anything because you all should read this fucking comic, but like
because I'm reading it right now.
No, I'm definitely not. And they just have like these like almost like copies of like DC characters, I think, like the Justice League and stuff like that.
Kind of an off-brand Justice League.
there's certain characters. There's like an alien that I would love The Rock to play. There's there's a little girl that I think the girl from Stranger Things, Millie Bobby.
Okay.
Millie Bobby Brown.
Could be
Monster Girl. She
Um,
was like a 10-year-old that
there's a-
turns into like a Hulk.
yeah, basically, she's like a little girl that turns into the Hulk. Yeah. Bryan Cranston is Cecil.
Okay.
Singing. Yeah.
Cecil's like the old government employee guy that kind of gives him his, missions.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Nice.
And there's a guy like there's a certain, I can't even spoil it. There's a certain guy that I would want Brad Pitt to be, because I saw a scene in Fury where he's trying to get the kid to shoot the German, and just that like intense scene. Like if his hair was black and he grew a porn stash, I think he could definitely pull the character off.
Oh my god.
Man down.
Since we're in that quick interruption.
Yeah, the movie's gonna have a hell of a budget.
Yeah. Well, it would have to be, but it's also
Just for The Rock and Brad Pitt.
So do it up this way. There you go.
And we're back.
And like I think that the first movie would have like the bad ending, the sad ending, what people think is a bad ending when the bad guys win. But I think that just how the
Oh, there's an obvious climax to kind of one of those first volumes
arcs,
that movie would have to end on. It's kind of a Thanos moment too,
Yeah.
people are dying. So, but really cool. Great choice. He's kind of an off-brand superhero. For me, I kind of, like Gagne said, it was kind of hard to come up with somebody that hasn't been, cameoed or, represented somehow. For me, it kind of went for the extended Batman family. Nightwing, some of the Robins, we haven't really seen a good version of them, in my opinion. And Nightwing in particular, I always thought he was kind of just a badass, darker version of Robin.
That's true.
And for him to get like his own spin-off movie, I think that would help maybe bring some of those other Robins into the fold.
I think
Extend the universe a little bit.
They made like say Nightwing movie, right?
Yeah.
I'd say the plot should always be about bringing back Red Hood, because how
Red Hood's a great character.
Because how he goes AWOL, and Nightwing's always just trying to bring him back into the fold. I think that'd be a good storyline for him to like actually explore. Is to see Nightwing just keeping tabs on where he is and stuff.
And it's set up as such in BVS with one of the Robin suits already on display. So I think it's out there. There's rumors of a Nightwing TV show or something. I'm not quite sure if it's been...
Nightwing's on Teen Titan.
The Teen Titans show, that's right.
Yeah, Teen Titan TV show.
Right? So,
which looks horrible.
yeah, I don't know about that.
Well, a group actually, when you speak of Nightwing, a group of people that I know, they do like a small Nightwing series. Actually, it's on YouTube.
Like a web series?
Yeah, a web series, and it's called Ishmahawk. They did a Nightwing series. Actually, in my martial arts school, they were like stunts for that team. And
Cool. Oh.
yeah,
Alright.
these guys. I mean, they think they did a good job. Their main villain was Deathstroke.
Nice.
So they went with that, and they did a pretty good
Yeah.
job. I mean, overall, it was more. They try to. I only watch episode 1 because I'm not his style of what's it called, filming and
Cinematography?
Yeah,
Yeah.
I don't really like
rough.
it too much. Yeah, so I'm just like, but I think they tried. I think they tried to produce that and make it, like you said, big. And I mean, it caught. I mean, their first episode hit like 6 million views.
Dang.
Yeah.
Nice.
See, it's out there.
That's
People want
successful.
some of that. It's that DC money,
Yeah.
But Nightwing, that'd be sweet. Anybody else got other random
So
superheroes?
I thought a good pick would have been Silver Surfer. I think they could have done
Yeah.
Right.
a really better job, especially like they're already like expanding the universe of like Marvel out to all the way to like Guardians of the Galaxy, and then I mean, some people don't realize like how big like the Marvel world
universe.
is.
I
Yeah.
believe that Silver Surfer is still a Fox property.
Yeah, that's
So if they come into the fold, right? Maybe they can remake, those ones. Like I said, some that need a better representation, like Fantastic Four, Silver Surfer, maybe Galactus. Some of those.
True.
Maybe, yes.
Well,
yes.
yes.
that fucking fart space cloud that we got in Fantastic
yeah,
Four.
for
too. My
Galactus.
God, that was terrible. Like, I actually didn't hate that version of Silver Surfer. I thought it was fine. He looked good. Doug Jones played the mocap, and Lawrence Fishburne did the voice. I thought it was fine. But then, of course, this storm cloud called Galactus rolls in, and that's the villain. Like, no, I'm sorry.
Yeah.
But those two characters go hand in hand. So, yes, I'm with you, Chai. I would love to see a proper version of these two characters. Give me that big stupid helmet that Galactus wears. I don't care.
Yes.
I want to see it.
Is what planet-sized spaceship.
Yeah.
Well, I think they could.
I feel like
Go ahead. Sorry.
I was to say, I feel like they can move in that direction if, Feige gets his way with Captain Marvel kind of ushering in the next round. They can move to more space theme.
Agreed.
Got Adam Warlock coming. You got another Guardians. Like, okay, let's do more in space. You did it well with Infinity War, kind of bouncing back and forth between the Earth and space stuff. Let's do it.
Fantastic Four, they got their powers in space, so if they wanted to bring them in, that would be perfect.
Yeah, and I felt like they could have gone more, especially like they did say like, oh, how Silver Surfer became, Galactus is what's it called?
His herald.
His herald. Yeah. So I think they could always lead, to that direction, like, to say how, like, because it's getting great with the whole like villains being the one dominating. Like, it seems like this year is like, oh, the villains are the one who's
making
like,
the comeback.
making a comeback, and it's nice to see.
Yeah, it's
So,
true.
I think we'll see more of that with Captain Marvel too, because we're definitely going to get more of cosmic stuff out of her, considering they're bringing like Ronan the Accuser back, and he was in the first Guardians.
Right.
So, and they're going to introduce the Skrulls into
Oh,
this
yes,
universe.
yeah,
Oh,
Scrolls,
I thought he
right?
died. I thought he died.
Sweet.
No, he did, but this takes place in
prequel.
the 90s. So this is going to kind of
that's
go
right.
back, and we're going to see more cosmic stuff. So I'm excited for that. And then, both Guardians did a good job just expanding the weird space stuff. We got a cool version of Ego. Like, yeah, I don't see why they couldn't do it at all. I think they could easily manage it. Even Ragnarok. Say what you will about the film, but it was super weird and
It was
cosmic
great.
down.
What are you talking about?
Say
I
that it
like
was awesome.
I love it. Sorry, I was trying to watch out for Adam's sensitive ears. And his
Remember The Last Jedi?
his
Same
fun-hating
kind of
ways.
movie.
I'm sorry, Adam the fun hater over here. Sorry. Anyways, where are we at?
I think we're
That's it. We're ready for
some of that quiz magic.
quiz time. What are we dealing with today on this quiz?
All right, since there's been so much news about, box office records being broken with Infinity War and, Deadpool having the highest Thursday night ever, and this is going to be related to box office records. So
Nice.
I got some light ones in here, some that you should absolutely know, and then some that even I, who look at these stupid stats all the time, didn't know. So
You have too much faith in us.
Oh, we're gonna disappoint you so good. You don't even
you
know
guys,
it, bro.
you guys got this. All right, so warm up one. How many consecutive weeks did Titanic stay at number one?
Eddie, 52.
Sam, 24 weeks.
No,
Felix. Is it 8 weeks?
no.
Come on, Chai, throw a number.
Is it? Hang on. Am I allowed to ask like a hint?
Nope.
No.
No, you gotta guess.
After we all guessed,
come
he's like,
on.
can I?
You act like you're in charge of the show, but you
really
obviously
a
don't
hint,
listen.
it's just a number.
All right, 16 weeks.
Oh, so close. No, it was 15 weeks.
Did we get like the prices right for this one? Can we do like closest?
Just a look into my brain when I said 52. I didn't
Realize
realize
that
it's
was
a fucking year. My brain, like I had a brain fart, and I was like, "Wait, what?" I'd be like, "That would be the most grossing movie ever."
Chai can have a point for being the closest.
Okay, we're gonna do the
That's a
closest.
courtesy point because you're never here.
That's a courtesy point, yeah. All right. Name the current top 5 grossing movies of 2018.
Eddie, Avengers, Deadpool 2, Black Panther. Can I even name 2 more movies that came out this year? Shit. I just want to name 2 other ones. Nah, I don't know. That's it for me.
Adam.
All right.
All right, those
Yeah.
3 plus Rampage and Jumanji.
Oh,
Jumanji
no.
was last
Nope.
year.
Yep.
Was it?
Felix. Everything
Yeah.
Adam said except for Jumanji. Throw in A Quiet Place.
Except what?
A Quiet Place, except. So it's A Quiet Place,
Okay.
Jumanji, Black Panther,
No,
Damn
Jumanji.
it.
You said
No,
no
you said no
Jumanji.
Jumanji.
Quiet Place, Rampage, the other Rock movie. Sorry. Infinity War, Deadpool, and Black Panther.
You're close.
Damn it.
Not yet. Any guesses?
Go. Oh shoot! I don't even know. Like I can't even think of a 5th movie.
I couldn't think of 2 ones.
All right.
Okay.
Does nobody want to get the last
Well,
one?
hang on, I'm gonna try for it. So, Infinity Wars, Black Panther, Deadpool. I want to say A Quiet Place. That's all
right.
I'm gonna think of.
Nobody's got it.
Yeah,
Now.
I can't. I don't know the 5th
All
movie.
right, what's the 5th one, guy?
The 5th one, Ready Player One.
Oh.
I forgot that was.
Why did I forget about that?
Man, that's late.
Yeah, really.
I'm
It's
surprised.
It's number 4
Yeah.
right now.
Okay, so it was Rampage,
surprised.
Infinity War, Black Panther, Deadpool, and Ready Player One.
There you go.
Yeah, So Deadpool 2 actually knocked out this other film that was in the top 5. Do you know what it was?
Oh, it's got to be something weird, huh?
It is something weird.
Is it that fish porn that Adam hates?
That was last year.
No, that was last year. Is it Death Wish?
It is not.
I don't know. It's the only other movie.
It's got to be like an animated movie. I don't know though.
Partially animated.
Oh, what the fuck?
Give it to us.
Peter Rabbit.
Peter.
Oh, what?
Wow, that is kind of strange. There you go.
I was like, what? I didn't think that movie did anything.
Peter Rabbit made money?
All right.
122 million.
Wow.
Jeez.
We're great at this.
So I named 3 movies.
Yeah.
I get 3 points, right?
No, because technically Sam named the 4th, so he should get the point.
Whoa.
That is
I get a point?
I
Does he get a
think
point?
we're gonna
Is
win
that
by
how you wanna go?
technicality. I think we're
He gets a partial one, just like Chai got a partial one.
None of these
Well,
courtesy
I mean,
points.
I feel
Next.
like
All
I
right.
don't have any points.
So for the record, I wrote this quiz before I saw Deadpool 2, but this was in the movie. What is the highest grossing R-rated film?
Adam.
Fuck me.
Deadpool.
Yep.
Wait, can we count that? Can we say what it was before Deadpool 2?
Fuck me doesn't count any.
No. So
Wasn't it not Deadpool the first one?
I was going to say
It's
it.
not.
Oh.
Logan.
It's not.
Oh.
He said it in the movie. Oh my god, you guys missed this? Come on. He said
Oh yeah, he.
Jesus, Deadpool.
Oh, Passion of the Christ.
Yeah, the Passion of the Christ.
There you
I had to pee.
go.
Remember, I couldn't pay attention.
Ah, interesting.
I forgot about that. Yeah.
That was in the first half of the
Yeah,
movie, so
You know, no
don't
excuses.
give me a Yeah, Deadpool and Deadpool 2 would be number 2 and 3, but Passion of the Christ made $370 million.
Wow.
Highest rated R film of all time.
Yeah.
Wow.
Mel Gibson did something right.
You guys are disappointing me. Come on. That was in the movie.
I'm
You're
sorry, bro.
excused, Adam.
I'm sorry.
All right, so we know that Infinity War just broke the record for biggest domestic opening weekend. What holds the record for biggest foreign opening weekend?
Eddie, Batman versus Superman.
Adam.
No.
Crouching Tiger, Hidden
Adam.
Dragon.
No.
Damn it.
Sam,
Sis-
I'm going to go
Sam.
with Rampage.
Maybe.
No.
Felix. I don't know which one, but I want to say it's one of the Transformers. Is it?
No.
Damn it.
This is Chai Black Panther.
Nope.
Is it World of Warcraft?
We all lost.
It is Fate of the Furious.
Oh my
Oh,
I named
going
the
to
wrong
go kill
rock
myself.
movie. I named
$443 million
Jesus.
worldwide
Lord.
opening weekend.
Just cars.
People love fast cars overseas.
They never stop for gas.
I'll give you guys, since you guys are doing so horribly, I'm going to give you this one because I didn't know it. But highest grossing movie to never have a weekend at number 1?
Wait, you said
Sing.
Sing?
What was it?
Yeah, highest grossing movie to never have a weekend at number 1.
Oh, that's
The animated.
that was an animated
Wow.
movie that came
Yeah.
out last year. Yeah.
That's interesting.
Yeah, made almost $300 million and never was number 1.
what?
It's had some legs.
That is crazy.
So random.
Sorry,
It was
dude.
like everyone's second
Yeah.
movie.
This is more of an educational segment.
Gagne, you're blowing my mind right now, dude. Like, I'm being educated right now. Like, this is crazy.
We're not trying to
All
win.
right.
We're just learning now.
Yeah.
Thank you.
What's Ryan Reynolds' second highest grossing movie currently? If Deadpool's number 1.
Sam,
Yeah.
The Proposal.
No way.
That was a good guess. I thought it was that,
Really?
but no.
Chai.
It's a yeah.
Enemyville horror. What the? I forgot.
What?
Amityville
Amityville Horror. Eddie. Is it
It is not.
is it Turbo?
It is not. You're on the right track though. It is an animated film.
Oh.
You know that I mean fuck you guys.
Oh my god, I can't think of what he's been in that's
Yeah,
animated.
right. I got nothing.
The Croods.
What?
Oh, the Croods.
He's in The Croods?
I didn't know that.
Yeah,
Is he the wimpy kid?
He's the boyfriend.
Yeah, he
Yeah.
is.
Okay, what is this?
It's the
It's the
caveman,
caveman one.
Animated caveman one.
Is that the one with
Nicolas
Nicolas Cage?
Yeah, I
Uh-huh.
like that movie.
Wow.
Never saw it.
Yeah, didn't see
That's
that.
funny.
Not winning this one.
All right.
It's okay. It's
Here's
only one.
No.
to one.
I like
Here's
to.
an easy
I like to
guessing
give.
one.
I like to give any points I earn to Flex because it's his birthday.
Yeah,
Get
that's
out of
right.
here.
Oh,
Well, thank
very
you,
nice.
but that's right. I'm going to win this on my own.
Do Do we have a clear leader right now? No. Does anyone have a point?
Adam and
Adam and Chai.
Adam and Shai both have one.
Ooh,
Nice.
Tied.
Which Josh Brolin film grossed more, The Goonies, Hollow Man, or Sicario?
Eddie,
Sam.
Fuck you guys.
God damn it.
That was me, right?
Yeah, it was
Who said it?
Sicario?
Yes.
No.
Really?
What?
Is it the Goonies?
No.
Nah, I'm just going for
Sam?
Whatever the other one was.
That
The last
yeah,
one?
that leaves Hollow Man because
That shit's crazy.
Wow. So you're saying it was Hollow Man?
it was Hollow Man. 73 million.
Damn.
I figured Cesario would have made more money, dude. That shit was crazy.
I was gonna go
I
for.
had to
No
actually
Country for
watch
Old
it.
Maybe that was before our trend hit. For Sicario. Anyway.
Yeah. Yeah. Top 5 all-time worldwide grossing films.
Just gonna start listening to Felix.
Eddie.
Let's go. Avatar, Titanic, Infinity War, Black Panther, and
He's shaking his head. He's shaking his head.
I'm already wrong.
Black Panther's not right.
Damn it. All right, fine.
Wow. Really?
Yikes.
I was like, Eddie.
Try it. Go
This is
ahead.
already bad. Titanic, Avatar, Avengers, Infinity War. I'm gonna say Age of Ultron just because I don't know what the fifth one is, but the other one is Star Wars Episode 7, whatever the fuck it's called. The new.
Force
You are
Awakens.
correct, but Ultron is not.
Ooh.
Adam.
Oh, okay, shit.
Instead of Ultron, just Avengers, the first one.
Nope.
No.
That's what I was thinking too. So yeah, shoot.
Okay. No. Nobody's got
Okay,
it.
I'll take
Sam?
out the Avengers and replace it with the
Sequel.
The sixth Fast and Furious.
No.
That's good guess, but it's got a sequel coming out this summer. Jurassic World.
I was going a totally different direction anyway. So
Jurassic World.
Nice.
Did I get a point? 'Cause Sam got a point.
No
for-
points.
No
He got the fourth one, but he didn't answer
I didn't
the
get a
full one.
point.
Yeah, didn't
No,
he?
I didn't give him.
Oh, you didn't get one?
Yeah.
Hell no.
Don't worry, Eddie. We both
Or
are pointless.
Adam says no because he's tied for first.
Oh, I'm sorry, guys.
Eddie.
Did I make this too hard?
No, it's
It's
it.
funny, though.
We're learning new shit.
It's fun though.
But Eddie, it's cool. It's pointless.
That's one.
So, adjusting for inflation, what's the top grossing domestic film of all time?
Adam. Gone with the Wind.
Yes.
Ooh,
I would ask for the second and third, but you guys are
Terrible. Yeah.
depressing. So we'll just go with that being the correct answer. Number 2 and 3 are Star Wars and The Sound of Music. And nobody would have
We wouldn't have got the Sound of Music.
The writers of Deadpool have worked together on another $100 million film besides the 2 Deadpools. What was it?
was it announced on the trailer?
Probably.
No, I don't think so.
Sam.
The Devil Wears Prada.
Something weird like that. Yeah.
Batman versus
Logan.
Superman.
No.
No. There was a.
I didn't hear you, so.
Oh, I said
Of
Batman
humor.
versus Superman.
Oh.
That's what I thought. It was.
No.
That's what I keep saying it because I think Gagne's gonna throw it in there. Oh yeah. poor
Sam's the
connection.
troll. Oh, are we?
I should make it an all Batman versus Superman quiz next time. What?
Oh, don't worry.
Did anyone say anything else?
No.
No.
I don't think we have that one.
G.I. Joe Retaliation.
Wow.
Yeah, I would have never guessed that one.
100 mil? That
Yeah,
one
you
made
never
100
guessed that
million?
these guys
Yeah,
did,
because it had the
100
Rock in it.
40
It
something.
seems like the Rock
Yeah.
is on fire.
Yeah. Oh god, the Rock.
All right. So this is a guy you know. So think about this isn't obscure, but name the only director to have 2 films in the top 15 highest rated R.
Rated R.
Felix.
Yeah.
James Cameron.
No, that's a good guess.
Yeah.
Though. Except beyond Terminator, I don't know what else is R that he did.
Yeah, that's what I was
Aliens.
Yeah.
Was Aliens R back in the day?
I thought so.
Maybe.
Pretty sure it is.
Yeah,
Yeah,
probably right.
I think it is. They say fuck a lot.
Let's see.
I remember them saying fuck
Sam?
a lot.
Yeah.
David Lynch.
No.
Okay.
Mm,
Man, I couldn't even let you
Eddie.
guess.
Come on, Eddie.
Eddie
You love this
Fincher.
guy. Nope.
I love this guy. He said it like as I was saying Fincher, and I'm like, wait, what?
No.
Was that not right?
Yeah, he said no.
That's not right.
No,
Fincher's not right.
My bad. I was giving you a point.
You
All
should
right,
give me
so
a point anyway.
Who is it?
Zack Snyder.
Oh, he meant it sarcastically.
I did mean it sarcastically. 300 and Watchmen. That's it. That's all I got.
Okay. So Adam won.
Oh, with the win. 2
With 2 points. God.
Congrats,
I
Adam.
apologize, audience. That was painful. I'm sorry.
Yeah, that one was fun
my
though.
bad.
I feel like.
We all learned something.
We all learned that some random ass movies made the top 5 list.
Yeah.
So go ahead, Hollywood. Keep churning out crap. It's going to make money.
Oh, yeah.
Stupid Avatar.
Peter Rabbit.
Peter
Oh, yeah, that too.
Rabbit. Well, see, there you go.
To be fair, I didn't see
perfect
it, though,
example
so.
of like
That makes no sense.
movies that make
Peter
money
Rabbit?
because of just bringing in the children.
Did any of us see it?
No.
Then we all
No.
None of
can't
us
judge. What if it's like a super great movie?
It's got General Hux in it. It's got to be good.
It's supposed to be
Being
good.
prank called by a
It
rabbit.
got like really good reviews actually. Like it's supposed to be
did,
really
yeah.
good, but I never saw it.
Say, there you go. Don't judge this meal before we eat it.
Well, you're the only one with small kids here, buddy. So.
Have you seen my kid? You can't be quiet for a podcast. You think I'm gonna take him into a theater?
Yeah, you have to teach him the rules.
That's right.
The golden rules.
You step out.
Shove the popcorn in the mouth.
I take him to the drive-in. Then he can yell as much as he wants.
Fries.
I want my nuggets. Where's my nuggets?
Exactly.
So we got what Solo coming out next week. Is that the big one?
Yep.
So-
Thursday night.
And then next week we're definitely gonna cover some Westworld because we have skipped a couple of
Oh,
weeks
yeah.
there,
I have
and
to
we
watch.
definitely had
I
an
have to catch
awesome episode last week with the Man in Black.
I still gotta watch it.
Still gotta watch
Yes.
it. I'm behind.
It's amazing. Go watch that.
Ooh,
Um,
gotta
It's
watch it.
really
It's really
good.
good.
yeah, probably one of the best ones this season. We'll
Just
come
the-
back to that next
The
week.
transition, like, just to bring up like the Man in Black, like, so William and the makeup, the transition,
I
it was really
want
good.
to watch it. I don't want any subtle spoilers.
Oh,
It's good.
Is anybody excited for Solo like me, or am I?
I'm actually
on
pretty
an island
excited
here?
for this one.
Okay.
I think the trailer did a good job in giving us some action, some one-liners. Introduced some cool characters. It's got to be better than the last one.
I'm just sort of tired of going back. I just want to watch the next one already. So I think I'm just looking forward for Ant-Man and Wasp. I think that's all I'm just pretty much waiting for.
A few weeks for that
Yeah.
one.
I saw the
So-
new trailer that they had in front of Deadpool. I really, really want to see Ant and Wasp. But yeah, the Star Wars. I'm gonna see it. I've been watching them since I was a kid. So
Yeah, he sounds excited too.
I am so excited for the Solo movie. Can't wait to watch it.
It looks fun. Just expectations are reserved.
I have a good feeling about this.
Do you?
Wow.
It's from the trailer. Come on.
I got it.
In every Star Wars movie, they say, I don't have a good feeling about this, right? And then
Got a
they
bad
switched it
feeling
around.
about this.
Yes. All
I
right.
didn't.
How crafty of them. Look at that wicked writing. We're gonna say the opposite.
Jimmy
Oh,
Chan
we'll
does.
see. Okay, you and Thor Ragnarok are best friends, all right? So don't talk to me about bad writing.
Yeah, best friends with the Pirate
Hey.
Angel. I'd be mad at that.
We might have to argue Thor just with that.
Absolutely. Or The Last Jedi. I'm still gonna argue that one.
I'm on your side of
All
that
right.
one.
So next week what are we arguing, boys? Are we gonna decide
yeah.
this after the episode here? We're gonna argue Star Wars somehow.
I
Oh
still
yeah,
think
we'll do the dice
So,
yeah, I still think we should all pick a movie
and defend the crap
and
movies.
defend it.
Even
if
if
we
we
don't.
can't?
Yeah, even if we don't. Like
Are we gonna do that now?
episode 2. Yeah, I think we should.
so are we doing that original idea? We're gonna argue best Star Wars movie, not of the original trilogy.
That isn't the original trilogy.
Yes.
Yeah,
Sure.
I like
The
that
numbered
idea.
ones, right? Because there's 5 of us.
now are we including all? No, we're just including
Just the numbered movies.
Just the numbered ones.
Okay.
Because then,
All right.
I mean,
So 1, 2, 3, 6, and 7. Or no.
7 and 8.
7, 8.
7 and 8. Yes.
7 and 8.
Oh, so no 4, 5, 6.
No 4, 5, 6.
Oh.
Yeah. Well, that one's
Interesting.
easy to pick.
It's too
Miss
easy.
Empire. I'll fight you.
All right, so we're gonna
Everybody say their best one. New Hope.
New
we're
Hope's
gonna
too
do a
slow.
drawing then.
I don't know. We're gonna
It'd be
figure that
endless.
out probably after we end this episode, which is
Star-
right now.
Star Wars Throwdown.
Check
Star
us,
Wars Throwdown.
check us out next week
Episode
for the Star Wars
20.
Throwdown. Episode 20. Yeah. I also catch this episode on Podbean, iTunes, Google, all that good stuff. Yep.
We're
Thank
so
you for
smooth
listening.
and
We still love you.
Twitter.
Still love you.
We'll get better at this. I'm sorry.
No, we won't. We're awkward.
Please share.
By the way, happy birthday to Flex.
Thank you.
Birthday flex.
Happy birthday.
He's old.
Hey, don't do that. Thank you.
You gotta bring out the cake and embarrass him in front of a bunch of people.
Nah.
Well, don't forget it has to be the penis cake though.
What?
Oh,
He's
we
not
got
getting married.
Did we get the penis
again.
cake? And cut.